1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm having a cup of coffee today, man. It's the morning and I'm feeling rough, very rough. But I feel good, but I just feel a little bit rough. Hold on, let me adjust this iris here because it goes in and out and that drives me crazy. Anyway, I got me some Pop-Tarts, coffee, Cafe Bustelo. Anyway, I got work to do. I don't know if you can see it. Plywood in the back. I have to replace the floor in a mobile home. I put cardboard down on the floor and taped it together and, made like a print, whatever you want to call it, a blueprint of the floor. And then I put it on the plywood, traced it out, cut it out, and now I'm heading over today to put it down. But anyway, I'm not going to take you for that ride. I'm just going to sit here. This is my break before I go to work. I have to have a break before I go to work. Like, breakfast, whatever. That's this. Anyway. Curious if you started your channel yet? I'm just wondering if you started a channel. I started mine, a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's going to be a slow process for me. I can see that because of my content. It's everywhere. It's just kind of like a general lifestyle vlog or whatever. And that's okay with me because I kind of knew that when I was getting into it. I decided not to do a niche, a particular target market, because that just is not fun for me. I don't enjoy it. I'm older now, so I've done things in my life, got that out of the way, and now I just decided I just want to vlog a little bit and talk about my life, my stories, my past, and things like that. And if somebody wants to come along for the ride, boom, here you are. I appreciate it. Please subscribe. And I do offer encouragement to start your own channel, whatever it may be, whatever the content, just start it. I also encourage these one-take videos like I usually do. Not always. Sometimes I'll have maybe 2 or 3 different clips that I put together for various reasons. But I'm trying to stay with this format because it's easy. I don't have to take a lot of time, and I feel like I won't get burnt out, because I don't want to get burnt out, because then I'll just quit and just whatever. I'm a very busy person because, yes, I am older, but I have 2 kids, a 15-year-old and 11-year-old. Love them to death, and I just spend a lot of time with them. We homeschool. My wife's a stay-at-home wife. She works from home, so she also, she earns money. She has a home office and does things online, and I have a home office and I do things online and various other things. But anyway, I'm just sitting here watching traffic. Sitting at a convenience store, actually. I just went in and got the Pop-Tarts. When I was younger, I used to heat them up, in the toaster. Probably, I guess everybody did, because that's why they're made that shape, probably. Of course, what shape would they be? Cubes? I don't know. Anyway, it makes sense. Funny thing, though, I was thinking this morning, excuse me, when I was younger, like a teenager, I was probably 16, 17. My dad, he was born and raised in the Everglades, Florida area. There's an Everglades city. That's where his home was. They had a home. And then down from there's a Chokoloskee Island. They built a road out to this little island. It's called Chokoloskee Island. And it's in the 10,000 Islands. And that's where my grandmother lived. Incidentally, he inherited that property in 80. I believe it was 1982 when she died, and I think it was worth $35,000, something like that. He sold it for like $35,000. Now that property's worth several $1 million. Oh my gosh! Imagine the appreciation. It's because it's a small island, so it's very high, highly desired property. So it's skyrocketed, and it's become like more of a resort homes and things like that. A lot of the small town Americana's gone, which is a shame. I haven't been down there in a lot of years. But anyway, I digress, as I always do. But my dad was a commercial fisherman, and he would have a big net, several hundred feet of net that he would put out and catch a lot of mullet fish, mullet, I believe, mullet. And he would catch hundreds and hundreds of pounds of fish a night, take it into the fish house, they would weigh it, he'd sell it to them, and then it would start over the next night or a night after that or whatever. He did that for years. I went down to the 10,000 Islands with him. That was not part of my life. They moved up, to a different part of Florida, more toward the central, upper, whatever. And then I came along. Surprise! You're not done yet. But anyway, we would go down there sometimes and just fish, not the nets, but just troll fish for snook. We'd visit the islands, and he would say, "This is where your grandmother lived. This is where your mom and I had a home one time on these islands." He built a home. And anyway, where my grandmother lived and my grandfather, there's a lot of mangroves out there, there's like roots and stuff that's really big roots, and they go into the water and you can kind of like see down, and it's mucky. And now there's a lot of snakes out there. I hear a lot of boa constrictors, and that's been released into the wild. Anyway, during the Prohibition, my grandfather used to smuggle in bottles of alcohol, beer, into South Florida from Cuba. He would go, take his boat to Cuba, get a load, and smuggle it back into the United States. And the head of that operation was Al Capone, no less. So essentially, he smuggled beer for Al Capone during the Prohibition, which I think is kind of cool, personally. Al Capone being the notorious kind of outlaw, what do you want to call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Not outlaw, but I don't know. Gang member, whatever. I don't know what he was. Anyway, mafia. Mafia? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a thug. We were out there on the island where they lived, walking around, digging around, going deep into the island like it's like a jungle. My dad had to take a machete and cut through it. But anyway, I saw the tip of what looked like a bottle, and very carefully, because of snakes and different things. Anyway, I dug it out and pulled it out of the muck, cleaned it, and it was an old beer bottle, and on the bottom it said Habana, Habana, which stands for Havana, Cuba. It was one of the bottles that my grandfather smuggled over all those years ago during the Prohibition. I still have it somewhere. It's in the shed, I think, because I kept it in the attic of my house in Florida, but we sold that, got everything, and I just recently saw it about 2 years ago when I was going through some boxes. But I still have it. It says Habana. It's green, and it's just so cool that I found that intact. Because I also saw a lot of the broken glass in bottles, and I think I even found one that had part of the Habana on it, like maybe like NA or something, but it's just a little piece of bottle, and I didn't keep that. And there was another place that just off the shore of the island, in water that was maybe 4 or 5 foot deep, you'd bring your boat up and throw the anchor out, or not the anchor, but a rope out and tie it around a tree so it wouldn't float away as you got out. Anyway, you'd see these really small pieces of clay pottery, just really small pieces of broken pottery that had designs in it. It's Indian pottery. And what's cool is my grandmother was born on one of these islands. And my grandmother was, no, my great-grandmother, yeah, I was right the first time, because it was her grandmother. So it was my great-grandmother was full-blooded Indian. She married a colonial guy, and they had her, but they lived on that island. So I'm like 12.5% Indian. I thought that was cool. I have a few pieces of that left, 2 or 3 pieces somewhere. That I have no idea where it's at. But it was pottery from who knows how long ago. It was like not, you could tell it wasn't fired in a kiln or anything, because I remember finding a lot of it when I was younger, but you could actually like take it and kind of crush it into pieces. It wasn't like really, really hard or anything like that. Anyway, I'm going to finish my coffee, knock down those Pop-Tarts. I'm really doing bad with my sugar. For what I had cut out sugar for about 4 months, and I had lost like 20 pounds. I felt good. And then something happened. It's like I fell off the wagon, and you allow yourself to eat that one little thing that has sugar in it, saying it's not going to hurt anything, but it's like an alcoholic. I'm back to eating sugar every day, and I can't do that at my age. And I was pre-diabetic like 5 years ago, and I have a doctor's appointment coming up in about 3 weeks. I am so nervous about that. I mean, seriously, very nervous about that, because I have not been eating good lately. But anyway, if you're watching this, I hope you start your own channel soon. And if you got one, man, leave it down in the comments below. I'd like to check it out. I want to check it out, seriously. I mean, I'm just getting started. You can see I don't have many subscribers yet. I'm not getting a lot of views. The most views I think I've gotten was, over 1,000, 12, 1,300 but it was from like a dryer repair video. I don't want to do dryer repair videos, so I'll sacrifice the views, but for right now. But I hope to build it eventually. I know sometimes it takes a while, but hey, get started. Do your own channel. Decide what you want to do and just do it. You may want to do dryer videos. I mean, that's cool. You're probably, a lot of you may be younger than I am, looking for a different direction to go and to make some money and everything. You could just start a repair, small engine repair. Do a channel on that, and you'd probably build it up quickly. Boom, 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 a niche market like that. That's just me talking out loud, obviously. You can start any niche market, and it's a lot easier to get views and subscribers. But anyway, I just want to share my life. Like I said before in earlier videos, it's for my kids, basically, so they can hear the story I just told you. And because that's their great-grandmother. And of course, the Indian would be their great-great-grandmother. So I just want them to have access to my history and essentially their history, part of their history. Anyway, I'm going to go. Start your channel. Remember, God is good. Listen for that voice. He'll guide you. And like I did in a prior video, I think it was the one I just posted yesterday, or maybe the day before, listen for that voice. And when you think, when you hear it and you're not sure if it's God speaking to you or if it's yourself telling you what you want to hear, that happens a lot, you can wait for a confirmation, something that will concrete the answer in to you, because you hear the voice saying maybe you should go this direction or that direction, and then something else will happen to confirm what that voice said. I wanted to make simple videos with hardly any editing. I didn't know how that would go along, because everything that I watch is very highly produced, high production value, fancy entrances, music, lots of jump cuts, blah, 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 blah. I don't have the time for that. So I said, I'm just going to make simple stuff. If people want to watch it, they can watch it. If they don't, they don't. And what happens? Well, that's when I found that Dash of Faith channel. He's doing exactly what I wanted to do. And then from him, I found that Dash channel. She's doing the same thing. Now they're very successful. They're more of a niche market than I am, because all their videos seem to be maybe helping people build their channel and things. I have my stories, I have faith-based material, and I also have encouragement for you to, do your channel. So mine's not really targeted and focused on one thing, like their channels. But I do encourage you to start your own channel, especially if you're older. Don't let age be a barrier. Not for me. You can watch. You don't have to watch. You can subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. Whatever. I'm going to be here, sitting here, drinking my coffee, doing my thing regardless. So anyway, I got to go because I got work to do. Coffee to drink. Pop-Tarts to eat. Have a good day. God bless you. God is good. Pray every day. All right. Take care, guys.